Hi guys, and welcome to my tutorial on decorating a unicorn hot chocolate bomb. Today's tutorial we're only going to decorate. I'm not going to make the shells. If you want to know how to make the shells, go to my other videos, just the original hot chocolate bomb. It'll show you how to make the shell. So it's just a regular shell. This one's a little flat spot because the mold, for some reason I got these and they were a little softer and they cause a flat spot, but nevertheless they work. I got all my products here. I'm going to go through them and explain what I have, and then I'll put them in the link below. First is my cocoa mix with the Ghirardelli's Majestic premium cocoa mix. 1 tablespoon of sugar for 1 teaspoon of the cocoa mix, and then I put 1 tablespoon of that inside. And then we have just the regular Jet Puff marshmallows, and then we have the Marshmallows unicorn mix, and I'll put it down in the link. I got these at Walmart. They have them also at Sam's Club. They're just mixed with different candies and sprinkles. And then I'm going to use the dehydrated colored marshmallows, kind of like what's in the Lucky Charm, but not those necessary shapes. Okay, my pan is warm and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. We're just going to do like the regular shells, flatten them all, low heat pan, just to make them nice and smooth. 1 tablespoon of the mixture. We got my unicorn mix, and we put the marshmallows in. I'm going to add a few of the white ones just for the floating effect when the bombs open up. And once you're done filling, then go back and heat up the top ones lightly, link them up and seal them up, and there you have the sphere part of your bomb ready to go. Next thing we're going to do is do our horns. I have a mold that I bought. It's a little bit larger than what I like for the 70mm shells, so I cut them down, but I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll put the link below where I got these. I think I got them on Amazon. The shell, or the horn itself, I just want to do 2 inches worth of horn. It's high enough that it looks nice coming out of the bomb, but not too big and not too small, so it's just about the right size. So once I do the shells, I go ahead and I go back and I cut off the excess. I get to 2 inches and I cut the excess off. And of course you could always reuse that chocolate, put it into something else, melt it again. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut 2 pieces. Once you've cut both pieces, you definitely want to, they're not always going to be the same length, so we're going to go back and we're going to shave them down a little bit, but we're going to get 2 inches from the tip down. You will come into the fact that sometimes you're going to crack them, so make sure that when you're doing this, just make extra shells. If you're going for 3 bombs or horns, I'm sorry, make sure you make enough for 5 just in case. And again, now like I said, it's not always going to be even, so put them together and just slice it, get it as even as possible. It's not going to be perfectly flat, and that's okay. When we go to stick them onto the bomb itself, we could use that melted chocolate to just adjust for any unevenness on the horn. Okay, I have my horns all cut, and what we're going to do is we're going to put them together. We're going to get a piping bag, and I have the chocolate wafers in there already melted. Like always, you put them in the microwave about a minute with 50% power, and then at intervals of 30 seconds at 50% power. And then once you feel that you could squeeze it and there's no little lumps of chocolate, then you should be ready to go. We're going to get the horns and just put a slight little sliver of the melted chocolate in between and connect it with the top piece. If you do get any chocolate that kind of seeps out, not a big deal. Just rub it down, rub it off with your finger, and keep on going. All right, we're gonna set those four aside and let them set and harden. What we're gonna do next is the ears. We're gonna get a regular jet puff marshmallow. You wanna cut it in a diagonal, from the flat to the flat in a diagonal. That way you get the shape of the ear. If you see it flattens it out, it gives you a little ear effect. What we're gonna do next is I'm gonna get some pink luster dust. This one's a little more sparkly. You could actually use a darker one. You could use markers, you could use paints, whatever you want to use. I'm just going to use this light pink luster dust. I'll put down below where I got this. Make sure that you do this. If you're going to use a dust, do it right away. It helps when you cut it that the inside of the marshmallow is already a little bit sticky. So it helps with the dust sticking really well to the ears. Otherwise, if you wait, you may want to wet it a little bit, and that'll create it to be a little sticky again, and it'll come back and it'll stick on it a little bit easier. So go ahead and do that for all your ears. All right, all the ears are done. We're gonna go ahead and get the gold luster dust. I've used this before for other things, putting it on the molds and stuff. This time we're gonna use it on the chocolate. Instead of first on the mold, we're gonna use it first on the chocolate. Just put a little bit on the brush and paint it on. That's all you gotta do. It may take more than one layer. It just depends on how shiny you want it. I just like it a little bit gold, a little iridescent. I don't like it really, really shiny, because then it fades off on people's fingers and whatnot. So I just like to cover the whole thing and give it a nice gold, shiny, iridescent shade. All right, so there we go. We got all the horns ready to go. Now we're gonna start putting our unicorn together. Now when we start doing the horn, you don't want to do it straight on the top of your bomb. That means that you would have to put the eyes and all the decorations forward, way too forward, and it would actually land on the seam. So you want to put the horn a little bit to the back. Now it's going to take a little time to set, so you need to hold it for a little bit depending on the temperature that you keep the room you're working on. The cooler the room, the quicker it'll set. But it does take a little time, especially with the weight from the horn. So you want to get chocolate and just put some melted chocolate again from a piping bag on the bottom of the horn. And that's going to be basically your adhesive. And place your horn and just hold it there until your chocolate starts setting. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it takes a little while. Just again, it depends on the temperature of your room. Next, same chocolate piping bag, we're going to set the ears. Just a little dab underneath, place the ears, and again hold it until it's slightly set, and then they won't slip off or slide off of your bomb. Do the same for the other ear, just a small dab in the bottom and set all your ears. All right, now that we have all the horns and the ears and they're all set, give them a couple minutes in between so that you make sure that they don't slide off while you're doing other decorations. We're going to get the same piping bag with the melted chocolate, and we're going to just put some on the top of the bomb right in front of the horn, between the ears and the horn if you have some space, just anywhere that you would think he might have some mane. And then that's where you're going to use the unicorn mix. Same mix that we put inside the bomb, just put it on top. It gives it a really pretty, cute, whimsical decoration for his mate. All right, now that they're done, we're going to work on the eyes. I use this Chefmaster food marker, edible marker. It has two tips. It has a thin one on one side, and it has a little bit wider, more brush-like tip on the other side, and that's what I like to use. Some people will use paint, some people use fondant, some people use markers. You know, I just like to use these markers. I always practice it a little bit on my parchment paper just so that I get my hand in that motion. I am the worst artist ever, so promise if I could do these eyes, you could do these eyes. Easy as can be, just up and down with a little edge, and then just add a little one extra for the lashes. And it's as simple as that, and you got cute little unicorn eyes. If you find that it's a little light, go over it again, make them nice and dark. That way they're easy to see their eyes. Now to add a little bit, I like to do little cheeks. I use the same little pieces that are in the unicorn mix. I take out pink ones and I use them as little cheeks. You could use markers, you could use luster dust, paint, or not do them at all. That's complete preference. This is not something you have to do. Of course, none of it is, but I just like to do the pink. It just gives it a nice little extra touch. And like I said, I get the flat pink sprinkles, add a little bit of the melted chocolate, and just basically glue them on. And easy as that, you got your beautiful unicorn hot chocolate bomb. As always, I put these in little cupcake liners. They're very cute if you buy pink ones or purple ones or something more colorful. These are just the ones I use while I'm working on them at home. But different colors work out pretty well. So that's how you decorate your unicorn. Any questions, of course, put them in the comments below. And like I said, if you want to know how to make the shells, watch one of my first videos. Thanks guys for watching.